Hello friends, it's Miss Jackie, and today Miss Thalia, Miss Kari, and I are going to show you some fun Pokemon snacks and crafts that you can do. I'm going to go ahead and get us started, and I am going to show you how to make donut Pokeballs and Peep Pikachus. So let's get started. So the first one we're going to get started with is the Pokeball donut. So for that, you are going to need a donut. Any kind will work. You're also going to need some black icing. Sometimes it's called cookie writing, cookie icing. This one is called icing writer. It doesn't really matter as long as it's black. The other thing we're going to need is red sprinkles. And then the final thing is you can use icing if you would prefer, or if you can find candy melts or candy wafers, sometimes they're called. They usually come like this, and you put them in a bowl, and the great thing about them is that they just melt right down. Sometimes they're a little messy, as you can tell by my tablecloth, but they work really well and they're very easy to clean. So the first thing we're going to do is take our donut and we're going to dunk it into whatever white type of material you're using. If you have something that's very runny, I would recommend using a cooling rack, because then it'll just run right off to the bottom and it won't stick to it. So once it looks like that, we're going to take our red sprinkles and we're going to only cover half of the donut. A basic Pokeball is red and white. They get more advanced, but for now we're just going to do a basic one. So we're going to cover it with as much sprinkles as we can. There we go. You might want to kind of dump it, and that's what we're going for. What we're then going to do is take our black icing and we're going to do where the clasp would be. So we're going to do a line on both sides. And then we're going to do a circle here in the middle. What you could do is, if you're using the cookie wafers, sorry, not the cookie wafers, the chocolate wafers, because they're round, let me see if I can get one like this, you could put it there in the middle, oops, and that will work as the button on the Pokeball. Then you're going to take your black and we're going to just do a circle right around it. And there we go. There we have our Pokeball. Really easy to do and very delicious. So the next one that we are going to make, we're going to put these aside because we won't need these right now, is our Pikachu Peep. So we are just going to need Peeps, the bunny kind. You're also going to keep using the black icing, and then you're going to want to get some red icing, just like this, or in a smaller container. So we're going to take one of our Peeps. And Pikachu has 2 red cheeks. So the red is to give it some nice cheeks. Make sure it's open. We don't need a lot. There we go. So there he is with his cheeks. And then the black, we're going to cover his ears. Pikachu has black on his ears. And then we're going to go ahead and give Pikachu 2 lines down here that kind of work as his feet. And there's a pretty basic Pikachu. Now, what you can do is turn him over. And I am no artist, but I will do my best to make a tail. We'll see how we do here. All right, and that is how we make, let me turn that around for you, our Pikachu Peep. So we have our Pikachu Peep and we have our Pokeball, and we're ready for a delicious snack.
Hello everyone, my name is Thalia from the Western Ranch Library, and in today's video, we'll be making a Pokemon bookmark. The only supplies you'll need are colored paper, colored markers, scissors, and a glue stick. Here I'm using an 8 by 5 inch sheet of paper, and all you want to do is grab one corner, fold it over, and then cut off the excess. Make sure you save the scrap as you'll need it for later. Now you're going to grab one corner, fold it upwards, and repeat on the opposite side. Now you're going to unfold and then grab the top flap, fold it down, and then tuck in the sides. Now comes the fun part, drawing in your character's face. We'll be doing Pikachu. Now remember that scrap paper we set aside? We'll be using that for Pikachu's ears. And now our Pikachu is complete. Thanks for watching.
Hello and welcome to Pokemon Shrink Art. Today the materials you will need are scissors, Sharpie black and red, aluminum foil. You will also need either a printout of a Pokeball or you can draw it yourself onto the shrink plastic. You can purchase that at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. Pretty much any craft store carries that. You'll also need an oven. You'll preheat your oven to 325 degrees. Right now I'm tracing the Pokeball, and if you make a mistake, the nice thing about the plastic is it pretty much wipes right off. And I'm just going to trace it. Sometimes the first time that you use the Sharpie doesn't cover entirely, so wait till the first layer dries, and then you can add a second layer to it just to make sure it's completely covered. When it shrinks down, you will see through everything that you don't color, so just keep that in mind. Since I don't have a white Sharpie, the white part on the Pokeball will look clear. I believe at the craft store there's also a white shrink art plastic that you can purchase, and that might look really cool too. If you don't have the shrink art wrap, you can use like a takeout plastic number 6 recyclable, the lids for the takeout, and clean that out, and you can use that just like you would this plastic. You will trace something or draw something and use either Sharpie, or you can also use colored pencils if you'd like. They come out a little bit differently and it'll be a little lighter, but you can experiment, and that's what's so much fun about this. Now make sure before you use the oven that you have your parents' permission, or that you have a grown-up there that can help you out with that. So I'm almost done here, and what I'm going to do is move it slightly so I can see if there's any parts that I didn't get covered with the Sharpie. And I see some I need to clear up. This is an exciting craft because this year is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. It's been out a long time, and it's been a lot of fun for a lot of different generations. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Try to cut it around and leave the border as much as possible so you can see the black border there. You don't really need sharp scissors. I just had some there for an example. You can use the smaller scissors and they work just fine. Make sure that when you're done cutting, you're going to put it on a cookie sheet with aluminum foil on it so it doesn't stick to the cookie sheet. Oh, I found a little spot, couple spots that I missed. You can always fix that. There's some others that I printed that I would like to do, but they are a little bit more detailed. Squirtle is one of my favorites. Snorlax, Eevee, Ash, and as you can see, it looks really big. It's about the size of a CD or DVD. Here's the little toaster oven. You can use your full-size oven if you'd like as well. Put it in the middle rack and make sure that it's centered. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like so you can kind of see how it folds up. It looks a little scary at first, like it's going to come out like a big blob, but don't worry, it will flatten out. Now do not open the stove because the cool air will make it curl up. So I'm just showing you just so that way you can kind of see it up close. There is an oven light on here. If you have an oven light, go ahead and turn that on and you'll be able to see the whole process. So I'm going to close the door now so it can finish flattening. As you can see, it's very flat here. Just be patient. It does take about 2 to 3 minutes and it will be hot, so let it cool when it comes out. Use an oven mitt and make sure you have a grown-up to help you, and you can have lots of fun with this. Thanks for watching.